All right, today we're going to be watching another video. Watch Family House. Is it haunted? That's the question. Do you believe this house is haunted? We're going to watch more information on this. So if you like this type of content and want some more content like this, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're new around here, we do a lot of paranormal investigation reactions and paranormal reactions in general, and a lot of horror movie stuff. So if you're into that content, you might really like my channel. I did reactions to the cam footage. I watched their camera footage, and pretty interesting stuff. The voices that they were hearing in the background, and even hearing some of the voices just talking out loud, and they actually picked up on it and were like, "What the hell is that stuff?" And then that whole police raid that happened on the house when they thought they saw a woman walking up in the windows or walking around the property or whatnot, and they went to go investigate, and there was nobody there. A lot of creepy stuff that personally makes me truly believe that this house is probably actually has a lot of activity going on. I think it's probably residual energy, but who knows? So let's go ahead and dive into the video and see if we can get more information on the Watts family house. All right.
The Watts Family House. The documentary. Even though Netflix has recently released American Murder, The Family Next Door, a documentary on Chris Watts and how he murdered his family, the true crime doco didn't cover anything potentially paranormal related from within the house, such as the supposed shadows and EVPs that many people have mentioned they've seen and heard while watching the police officers.
Yeah, that was very interesting footage. I did do a reaction to that footage of when they go into the house, and I think not just this footage, but the also police investigation when they thought they saw someone go into the property. I watched that footage too, and of course my reactions are up on the channel. Very interesting stuff, very creepy. What happened to that family was tragic, and I just would not really doubt if that place was truly haunted. I think there's a possibility there could be a lot of activity.
Investigate.
Very interesting.
In this video, we'll dive into some of this and see if we can make sense of any of it.
Okay.
Background. Christopher Lee Watts and Shanann Catherine Watts were natives of Spring Lake and Aberdeen, North Carolina, respectively. They met in 2010 and were married in Mecklenburg County on November 3, 2012. They had two daughters, Bella Marie Watts and Celeste Catherine, or Cece, and lived in this 5-bedroom home in Frederick, Colorado. Chris was employed by Anadarko Petroleum while Shanann was an independent representative for a multi-level marketing company.
Wow.
The disappearance. Shanann returned home from a business trip to Arizona at about 2 a.m. on August 13th, 2018, after getting a ride from her friend and colleague Nicole Atkinson. Later that day, Shanann and the girls were reported missing by Atkinson, who became concerned when Shanann missed a scheduled doctor's appointment and failed to return text messages. After leading all neighbors and police to think that his wife and two little girls had vanished without a trace, Chris Watts was arrested 2 days later on August 15th. Chris failed a polygraph test and subsequently confessed to murdering Shanann and his two daughters. He strangled Shanann and smothered his daughters to death and then transported their bodies to a remote oil storage site where he worked. The authorities soon located the bodies of the Watts family members on the property of his former employer, Anadarko Petroleum. Chris is now spending the rest of his life in prison.
Rightfully so.
Voices. Prior to Chris admitting to the murders, part of the investigation included a police canine team who entered the Watts family house in search of evidence of the missing family members. The police searched the house from top to bottom, all while wearing body cams, which of course recorded the whole thing. Some viewers of said body cam footage are convinced that the poor souls of the family can be heard and maybe even seen in parts of the video. This first part comes from when the officers enter what looks to be the walk-in wardrobe used by Shanann for her clothing and shoe collection.
There's plenty of first fingers here.
Yes.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? Wow.
And that.
What sounds like a young girl's voice yells out the word "mommy," followed a couple of seconds later by the sound of a giggle.
There's plenty of first fingers here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What
Both officers state in the video that they do in fact hear the giggle, but then they struggle to find out where the sound originated from. Initially, they thought it may have come from a kid's toy from within the wardrobe, but after searching for such item, they come up with nothing.
Go in there and step on that little blue thing and see if that's where that noise came.
Yeah, it sounded like a kid toy.
It might, it sort of sounds like it.
Something. I heard it.
That one, did you hear it?
I did.
Sounded like a kid giggling or something, didn't it? Or a kid.
It did.
They leave the room acknowledging
Crazy.
what they've heard and state they'll
Absolutely
put it on
crazy.
the report. The police continue searching the house and unknowingly capture what many people think quite possibly could be more EVPs, or electronic voice phenomena.
Like, why does it sound like that? That's interesting.
A commenter in one of the original videos writes that the words "I'm with Cece" sounds like it's been said with a gravely voice, almost as if how one would talk if they had injuries to the neck.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, because she was strangled.
Shadows.
I didn't even think about
Viewers
that.
of the police body cam footage also believe that one of the daughters quite possibly can be seen gliding down the stairs when the canine investigation team first arrives at the Watts family house. However, this I'm not too sure about. Let me know if you see it.
Smells like cleaning.
Oh, yeah.
Smells like cleaning. Smells like.
I don't know. It looks like it could be just
in
the
addition
railing.
to this, viewers in
I
the
don't know.
past also believe that there is a shadow that can be seen moving
about that
in
one.
the kitchen. This footage was recorded one night after a group of police officers were called out to the Watts family house after neighbors reportedly saw
I
a
think it's
woman
haunted.
walking around
I do.
inside the house late at night. Reports state that a woman was seen walking back and forward inside the house while lights repeatedly turned off and on. This next clip shows what a lot of viewers think could be the shadow of one of the family members.
Yeah, even he raised his gun at that moment too, like he thought he saw something. Oh, that is creepy. Yeah.
It almost looks like the police officer saw this as well, as they
Yeah,
almost
he was like-
immediately turned and looked in that direction. But who knows?
You almost have to ask him.
Condolences. We now move on from all of the police body cam footage and take a look at a video that one of the members of public captured in the last week or so. Frank Mendes from Franco TV, if you didn't know already, is a well-known YouTuber known for his paranormal-related videos. Frank typically explores old, rundown, abandoned, and supposedly haunted buildings. This
That's pretty
time,
cool.
however, he made his way to the Watts family house to pay his condolences to the family and, more specifically, the two young girls, Bella and Cece, by bringing them a teddy bear to the house and leaving it on the front porch as many other people have done.
That's very
As
sweet.
Frank is doing this, his viewers on his live stream ask him to take out and use his thermal camera. He agrees and takes it out and points it towards the house. Frank and his viewers then see what possibly looks like two people standing upstairs in one of the bedroom windows.
What the hell am I seeing? Again, this is coming straight.
Oh,
from
yeah.
infrared's perspective.
Yeah. What the
Look, it looks like somebody else just came in on the far left.
Frank also believes that he caught what he thinks could be a face at yet another window looking back at him. Once again, I'm not too sure if I see this. Let me know if you can see it.
Okay.
Use the thermal one more time. Oh wait, look at the front window there. To the right, on the window. Not the window, the one to the door. It looks like a face. Right next to the 3 stickers on the door. On the right hand side.
You're pretty calm for somebody who's seen that. I'd be freaking and be like, oh my god. I could sort of see something. I could see something.
By
There
the
was
looks
something
of
there.
it, the house
There
has
was
gone
something.
into default, which wouldn't be a surprise as there's no longer anyone to pay the bills. It's also rumored that the neighboring homeowners are worried about the value of their homes coming down as the Watts house has failed to sell in over 2 years. Chris has obviously not only ruined his own life, his family's, but potentially nearby residents as well. So, with all due respect, is the Watts family home occupied or even haunted by the spirit of Shanann and or her daughters like many people now think it is? Or are all of these little things just coincidences? Personally, I would hate to think that those poor souls are forever trapped in that house,
I do
wondering
too.
what they did wrong. Hopefully that is not the case. But at the end of the day, you've got to ask yourself what you believe.
It's sad. It's unfortunate. I hate hearing stories like this. I really do. It's heartbreaking. I personally would prefer to find out that it wasn't haunted, preferably. And the reason why I would prefer to find out it wasn't haunted was because at least I would know that those people were not there suffering and still thinking, yeah, exactly what he said. Why are they still around? Or like, what did they do? I'd prefer if they were just at peace. I would feel so much better. And maybe they are in their own way. Maybe they are. Maybe they're there and they're still living life in their own kind of right, you know? I don't know. It's tough to know. It's tough to know. I would say that it wouldn't surprise me if there was a lot of residual energy in that place from those horrible incidences. It wasn't that long ago either. I mean, I hope this guy fucking rots in prison. No, my personal feelings aside, I truly this place is probably pretty haunted. It's not going to surprise me at all. I don't know at the end of the video if that was people actually up in the window. I'm not sure if there was a face in the window, but would it surprise me if that was the case? No, it probably wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. But I'm really curious to know what you guys think. Please comment down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Do you guys believe that this house is haunted? I'm curious to know your opinions down below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We post a lot of this kind of content, so all I can do is give you guys my personal opinions about certain things, kind of like this. I just wanted to give you guys my personal thoughts on the matter. May this beautiful family rest in peace, and may this asshole rot in prison for the rest of his life. But until next time, guys, please keep it retro. Do take care.